I had a bit of an argument
A
while ago.
soup-based argument.
You're right. It was. It was about whether or not cereal could be considered a soup. Because if you think about it, the components are there. Items in a broth.
Oh, the second plague ogre.
Yep. I argue it was more of a stew, but I'm wondering how chat weighs in on this.
I think it's a soup. It's mostly milk.
Yeah.
It's not exactly chunky unless you leave it for a while.
If you have cereal and chunky milk, is it a stew then?
You have bad cereal, and you should probably toss it.
I'm just saying, categorically speaking.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Halus. Oh my
Hey,
goodness. Startled me. How are we
How
doing?
you doing?
We're doing
Good,
good.
alright. How are you?
You're on stream right now. Say hi to everyone.
Oh my goodness, I just wanted to say that in the morning I woke up late and then I saw a bug and then I was like killed it and then I sprayed it to death. I was a cockroach and then I went to take a shower and then I was
Got it.
Thank you.
But it's
Nice shot.
okay. It's okay because my boss was totally okay with it. But I'm also not coming in, and she thinks it's because I have an appointment. Very vague. I have an appointment, but I've been taking the entire day off to watch the Lilo and Stitch movie.
That was a lot of information.
Yeah. I just want to let you in chat now. And in Karna.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I think she told us her whole day, so I guess we know how she's doing. You're on
And in the day of reckoning, Sub stared at the void, and the void showed pictures of Incarna and a bowl of soup.
I have a very important chat-specific question. I had a heated argument with a friend off screen about whether or not cereal is considered a soup.
It's a soup.
We have two people, myself included, that believe cereal is a form of soup. Cereal is a cold soup. Okay, good. All right. I'm glad that even though I'm the mad, I haven't gone completely insane yet, right? This person was like, no, cereal's a different thing. Cereal is not soup. And I'm like, just because a square is a specific type of rectangle doesn't mean that a square isn't a rectangle. Hi, Salted. How are you? Question of the hour, Salted. Weigh in. Cereal?
Are you
soup?
asking everybody?
Yes or no? Yes! I need demonstrable proof that I am in the majority in agreement of this.
Actually, do you know what it is? It's a cereal-based cereal.
I'm going to throw you off this. Omnissiah, spare my hand. Yeah,
You know exactly why I said that.
Yeah, I know. Is bran flakes? Yes, bran flakes are a cereal. Would you say that's a soup?
Oh my fucking god, I've dodged.
Look, it doesn't have to be cold cereal. Nothing like heating up a bowl of cereal?
Who heats cereal? I'm sorry, no.
Oatmeal, I guess? Oatmeal is a cereal, I guess. But Jem, that's a very terrible way of describing that, if that's what you're going for. Okay, so the internet says no, but I will say yes. Thank you. Oh my god, my eye itches so much right now. Hold on, I'm sorry. I need to... Oh my god. Oh my god. Sweet serenity. Oh.
Get up. Push.
You ever just have
Who
something
pushed
that's
it
like...
back?
I'd say cereal's a soup and oatmeal is a stew/chowder.
I can see that.
Yeah, I
I
agree
really
with that.
consider oatmeal a cereal.
I mean, it is. It's literally a cereal.
I guess. I just consider it its own thing, but
It's oat flakes.
I can see it.
It is a cereal grain by definition. Also, in here, I normally heat the milk and then pour the cereal. Ugh. Aos, why? What sort of cereals are you doing this to? What did they ever do to you? Oatmeal's usually thicker, so it seems too thick to be a stew. Yes, I believe that is the qualification for a stew, isn't it? Just like a stew is basically thick soup because of the liquid to stuff ratio, right? Am I imagining that definition?
No, we've been over what the difference between a soup and a stew is.
Yeah.
I literally pasted the definition in chat.
Yeah, I remember that. And thank you for that. Because we had a whole, like... I remember that being a whole thing on this stream. And the film of skin that forms when you heat up milk adds to the flavor. Yeah. Stews have a thicker base.
I still would not. Zoop, let's go.
I'm trying. There's a lot of boys behind me.
Then just run.
I
just
am.
run them or close the door.
I'm running. I just had to beat him off a little bit. As a treat.
As a treat.
I didn't say who the treat was for. Now you have me craving cereal, thanks. Look, it's just the question of the hour because this person legitimately wouldn't give me an inch. I was like, well, phrasing on that. First of all, Zoob, you need to be mindful of who your audience is. Second of all, it was like, it was so ridiculous. I found it so preposterous. I'm like, how is cereal not a soup? Sure, it's not traditionally considered one, but by its very definition, it is. Right? Like, how would it not be? What else would it be?
Zoop,
the easiest
my
way to
friend.
go by it is, like, if someone offered you a bowl of soup and then gave you cereal, how would you feel?
I'd feel confused, but also I understand. Because it's not traditionally what I would imagine as a soup. But it is, by definition, a soup. So if you're doing like a genie monkey's paw thing, they could give you a bowl of cereal. Yeah.
Zoop, my friend.
Genie logic.
You put way too much thought into this.
Look, man, it never shuts off, okay? I try to stifle this stuff from the stream. Soup-based...
Soup-based, cereal-based soup.
Cereal-based soup. Like, this is me on a usual basis. This is my inner life. Is me, like, going, is X a Y? Is this not... Why would it not be a Y? What else would it be? And then the downward spiral continues.
I found an ogre named Meat Beef.
Oh, it's the Ogren Report? Meat Beef is pretty good.
Yep, Meat Beef.
Like M-E-A-T?
Yep, M-E-A-T, beef.
Wonderful.
Yep, meat beef.
The current reigning champion, for those that are tuning in, is Girthquake. We're trying to find someone that can usurp that name. That name is far too powerful.
Oh my god, this Zealot's name.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Do we need a Zealot of the day, too? Because that won it. Holy. That's insane. Nutrag? Are you kidding me?
Nutrag.
Oh my god. Quick question though, when does a liquid stop being a drink and start being a food? Oh my god. That is a question I've been asking myself too. See, I tell you, it never stops. You can have chunky drinks? I hope not. Oh, it's called ice? Oh, I thought you were talking like curdled milk, and I was like, please don't do that to yourself. Though I guess after a while, curdled milk becomes cheese, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, when does it? Is it a case-by-case thing?
Yeah, it is.
But, like, what's the threshold, though?
I just said it was based on how chunky it is.
Based on how chunky it is, huh? How chunky and yet still edible it is. I think there should be an important qualification there.
I mean, chunky doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chunky and still edible. Rather, because otherwise you're gonna be like, oh, is this moldy, disgusting dishwater?
Okay, yeah, but that's called having common sense.
Dude, you have... The first tenets of logical arguments is that you just have to assume that common sense doesn't exist. So you have to be very specific about your definitions, otherwise people will be like... It literally happened in history, where Diogenes, like, threw a chicken at friggin' Aristotle in the middle of a conference, and he said, "Behold, a man!" Because Aristotle, in his logical attempts to reduce what a human is to its most fundamental definition, said featherless biped. It was a fully plucked chicken, so technically that was a man. This is the stupid shit that happens in philosophy. Okay, so you have to be very specific.
I guess.
I mean, there are foods that are technically rotten, right? So, I guess even that is like the second part of it being edible can again be taken into question because like they have stuff like natto beans, which are basically like rotted beans, to my understanding. Rotted soybeans, that is. Most cheese is just mold, yeah. I guess a better definition of when liquid becomes food is when it becomes chunky and doesn't give you a stomachache. Or doesn't give you any ill effects afterwards.
I mean, you can eat things that can give you ill effects afterwards, but still give you, like, nutrients and shit, I guess.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get a, like, idea of what your ballpark you're in.
Like, you can have something that's not entirely, you know, fresh, but it will still give you nutrients if you eat it.
Like, food that's gone off?
Yeah.
Does Ensure nutriment count as a food or is it a drink? That's another excellent question. I would qualify this as more of a drink, right? Because of the consistency, to Incarna's point.
What is Ensure?
Ensure is like old man nutrient drink.
Oh.
It's like old man like protein water or protein milk with like extra vitamins and shit. Yeah, they're meal replacements. Like, have you ever had Soylent?
No, I can't say I have.
It's really interesting. It is a meal replacement where it's 400 calories. It comes in a variety of flavors. My favorite was the Fruity Loops one. It literally tasted kind of like it tasted like Fruit Loops with like a shitload of sucralose in it. Yeah, they're not bad.
Demon Host on the right. Let's take a left.
But I would qualify that more of as a drink. But then the question of can a drink be calorically dense? Which I guess it can be, right? I like the mint chocolate one. The mint chocolate one is also pretty good. I had a couple.
Oh my god, that is a lot of crushers.
Holy crap, that's a lot of boys. I think I figured out the debate of food to drink pipeline. Excellent. I'm here for it. What's your hypothesis? Viscosity? A fruit is food, but can be blended to become a drink. True, that's a smoothie. Is a smoothie a food or is it a drink?
Viscosity was the word I was looking for because chunkiness isn't quite it.
Yeah, chunkiness is a negative connotation. Three categories are necessary for determining food to drink. Okay. What's that? I gotta kill a bunch of dogs right now, but I'm gonna read your comment in a second. Also, my hip is so itchy right now, and it's infuriating that I cannot scratch it. It is in the meat of my quad too. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Excuse me, sir. I need to scratch myself. Oh,
he's dead. Go ahead and scratch.
Thank goodness.
That demon host, we can hear him from here.
Yeah, it's really unnerving. Cultural classification, nutritional density, and texture. Okay. This is now the court of food to drink. So I'll need you to explain your first qualification. What do you mean by cultural classification?
You have a stamp that says accepted or denied?
Are you talking about like whether or not a society goes, yup, that's food, or yup, that's drink? Is that kind of the gist? Oh.
Drop the hound.
And nutritional density. I'm going to need you to define that. I'm guessing the first bit is just like whether or not a culture goes, that is the food, that is a drink. And the reason why I redefine that sentence, because it's very important in classical arguments to clarify the other person's counterpoint. So I had to define it twice to make sure that I understood where Maskey was coming from. This is all part of like formal arguments, by the way, for like classical arguments.
What the? How did I take so much damage?
Nice. Oh my god. Smoothies are often considered drinks in casual settings, but might be classified as liquid meals while they're thick. I mean, it's still a liquid, right? I mean, a meal can...
Yeah, you could still...
Yeah.
You can still have a liquid meal. It's literally in the name.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's by that phrase that it self-defines it as both a meal and a liquid. Those are not mutually exclusive, you know? But the nutrient debts are marketed as meal replacements. Similarly, soup is typically considered food. Yeah, because it has stuff in it. Even when it's completely liquid. Well, it's mostly liquid. But there's still, like, substances contained therein. So I guess an equally interesting point would be, like, when is a food considered a drink, right? Like, we know that soup is the threshold between drink to food.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I grabbed it.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Liquid meals is the first category of cultural classification. We got to remember this is black and white. The difference between food and drink, like most of the things, in the entire spectrum. I agree. I agree. It's on a spectrum. Like there is a sliding scale between food and drink.
That was a lot of Ragers.
Yeah.
That was a lot of Ragers.
Because you can have a very
I think they were
liquidy
angry
soup.
about something.
Yeah, they're always angry about something.
They were all League of Legends players.
Damn, that's too real.
Oh, that's Bar Bomb.
That's a bunch of gunners. Is yogurt a food or drink? Ooh, that's a good question. Shit, I've never thought of that.
Food.
Food? You think so? Why?
How would you feel if, like, you had nothing to drink but a cup of yogurt?
I mean...
Yeah, you don't exactly drink yogurt.
I mean, the Go-Gurts is the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because that's more liquidy.
So it's consistency, again. Or
Yeah.
viscosity, as Salted suggested.
Yeah, I'd say viscosity is the issue.
You know. So I guess the next question is a Wendy's Frosty a food or a drink? 'Cause that's very
Probably-
viscous.
You drink it though.
Do you? I always end up eating it with a spoon. Applesauce is a food? Yeah, I agree. Again, because of the whole viscosity. Food, it's ice cream. I ate it with... Yeah, me too. Okay. I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not crazy. Like, there are... Because they do serve it with a spoon as well. So
But they
it's
also
like,
serve it with a straw.
yeah. So that's why I'm interested in the Wendy's Frosties definition. Because that seems to be like the missing link between food and drink. Like, what the hell is that? It's like soft serve, basically, right?
Yeah, they literally describe it as soft serve. Fuck's sakes.
Then why would it be a drink? Maybe Wendy's Frosty is the dividing line between food and drink? Yeah, what is that? Does it become a frink?
A freak?
Depends on how melted it is.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that I just invented that right now.
A freak.
A frink. Maybe the Wendy's Frosty is a dividing line between... Yeah. Because for Dairy Queen, they turn their thing upside down. Yeah! That's so weird. Why do they do that? The difference between food and drink is context. So that's what you're talking about from, like, cultural... From the cultural perspective? It's how the culture perceives it?
Applesauce is a drink. Change my mind.
Applesauce is a drink?
Except you eat it with a spoon.
It's consistency. It's viscosity. It's too thick to be a drink. Unless you're like taking a basin and just sliding it into the back of your throat. That's insane. Like
And
drinking
also
from the
kinda
goblet
gross.
of applesauce.
Applesauce.
Oh my god, the goblet of applesauce? Mystic eyes and the goblet of applesauce. What about whipped cream? Ooh. Food, right?
I'd say food. Honestly, my mind went to decoration.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Fondue is a very thick milkshake.
What? You mean you've never finished off a can of whipped cream in one sitting?
What about cheese dip? Cheese dip's a food, right? Because it's viscosity again. And you're using food to scrape it. So, like, condiments are now a weird gray area, isn't it?
I found like veteran
I
named
feel like they're
gunman
in
from
their
space.
own thing.
Hmm.
Because it's like, unless you're really weird, you're not gonna go in and like just down a whole tube of mayo.
I mean, you could. If you're a...
You could, but are you a normal person if you do?
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what people do
Normal?
behind closed doors? It's considered food.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't eat it by itself. Like, you wouldn't, like, to Jem's point, down a whole frickin' jar of mayo. Like, by itself. So, like, at that point isn't even food, though, because, like, is food contingent upon itself to be food?
My roommate is probably wondering what the fuck this conversation is.
Well, you know, this is the type of shit that floats around in my head. I'm sorry. I'm just glad I get to unleash
Again,
the
my
beast.
roommate is just probably wondering what the
Your,
fuck.
your roommate needs to examine themselves a little bit more when it comes to this stuff. I think it's very important. I'm loving this convo. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting combo.
Yeah. But, like, are food standalone items? Like, I mean, you can eat a thing of French fries by itself without anything. Are we food? Only in the most desperate of situations. I've seen people eat hot dogs, the cheap $2 8-pack that's definitely got cow ass meat in it. I mean, who knows what kind of meat is in a hot dog tube. And dipping them raw in...
Okay, in raw, no.
That is disgusting.
What I will say is, though, I do like hot dogs with mayo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad choice. I relish them myself.
Some people think that's a bad choice.
Technically,
some
isn't,
people do
like-
think that is a bad choice.
I can
Aren't
understand
hot
it.
dogs technically cooked as part of their
Yeah, but
how they're prepared?
yeah, but you don't eat them like Slim Jims out of the bag. That's gross.
It's gross, but it's not technically raw.
Yeah. I guess by that definition, it isn't raw because it's been pre-cooked.
It's like salami.
Yeah. But, like, it's a salami that you cook, because otherwise you're a weirdo.
I mean, again, it could come in, that's a cultural thing. Some people would probably, like...
Are there cultures that eat raw hot dog? Is that a thing?
I don't know how you can down that.
Why is this game
Well,
becoming my
here's the
favorite
thing,
game?
like-
Because this game is addicting as fuck. Also, it's the reason why I got into Warhammer.
Like, here's a different thing, like, Spam isn't too far off from a hot dog, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it?
Spam. Spam is
Oh,
basically...
Spam.
Yeah. You know Spam, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've talked to people who legitimately didn't know what Spam was. So...
I don't know how you don't know what Spam is.
It's...
Spam has been around forever.
I mean, in our countries, yeah. I guess it just hasn't carried over to certain
exchange
parts.
weapons.
It's very prominent in Hawaiian food, by the way.
Spam?
When Hawaii was an occupied region, there was a lot of, like...
Oh, that's fair.
There was a lot of, like, conscripts and stuff like that who would share their Spam with them as part... because it was part of
Bologna
their
is just
MREs.
hot dog pancakes.
Yeah, plus,
Bologna
you
is
know,
just
Hawaii
hot
is far away from the continental U.S., and it was a lot harder to get fresh things out there.
Look, just because hot dogs have a lot of weird things doesn't mean I'm not gonna gobble them like fine wine is a mood, Eos. Would you like some salsa?